Okay, so uh, just to continue on what we learned about the real number system already, remember we have counting numbers or natural numbers. Then we have whole numbers, which are all of the counting numbers plus the number zero. Then we have integers, which are all of the whole numbers and their opposites or their inverse, which means they're negatives. Then we have the rational numbers, which makes up all of those numbers, but it includes any number that can be expressed as a fraction. For example, any decimal that terminates or repeats, any percentage, and any fraction. Okay, so um, next we have irrational numbers. So irrational numbers cannot be expressed as a ratio, meaning they cannot be expressed as a fraction. Okay, their decimals never repeat, nor do they terminate. So the decimals never repeat. So you won't have a 0.33333. That's always rational. They never repeat, nor do they terminate. So for instance, 0.25 or 25 hundredths, that can never be irrational because it terminates. But if you had a decimal that didn't stop, then that would be irrational. So here's an example. The most popular irrational number is pi. So everybody knows pi is 3.14 as a shortened version, but it's actually a number that never stops, it never ends. And so it's an irrational number. We can never express pi. Well, we do try to express it as a fraction, but in actuality, we can never really make it a fraction because it never terminates. And so then we have an imperfect square. So the square root of 23 is what we call an imperfect square, and you'll learn more about that later. But imperfect squares are always irrational, and so you're going to learn all of the perfect squares, and so you will see an imperfect square right away, and you'll know, hey, that's irrational. And then the third example I have is 0.76231458, and then we have these ellipses here, dot dot dot. What that tells us is that it never ends. So that number never repeats. 7623148. It never repeats, but it also never ends. So if you have a number that never repeats and never ends, then it's irrational. Okay, so if we were to make another diagram, okay, so if you make a second diagram to include all of the, I'm going to name it the real number system. So we would start with, and I'll do this real quick. We will start with the natural numbers, of course, and then next will be the whole numbers, and then will come the inverse of all those whole numbers, which we call the integers, I for integers, and then we have the rational numbers, which makes up all of the integers, the whole, the natural numbers, but it includes any number that can be expressed as a fraction with terminating or repeating decimals. But on the outside here, in its own little circle, we have the irrational. And so that would be pi, that would be any imperfect squares, square root of 23, or the square root of 47, any imperfect square would be irrational. And then any decimal that didn't repeat or terminate. So if you had 0.1, 2, 3, 4, so on, if it never stops, it doesn't repeat, it's irrational. And so all of these numbers are real numbers, like they're all part of the real number system. But the I know that is not perfect. That is terrible, but you get the picture. All of the rational numbers and irrational numbers are included in the real number system, but rational numbers and irrational numbers are different, and therefore we separate them. Okay, and so uh, again, there's going to be a quiz added to this in the classroom, so you prove that you watch the video all the way through, and then bring your notes to class tomorrow, and then we'll continue to learn about this and we'll practice it in class.